Hi, my name is Pritesh Rajahelm, and a part of Aashna events, we are working with Neil Young to bring you an event called Who Do We Think We Are? Here's Neil to tell us a little bit about it and introduce himself.
I guess this workshop has come from a kind of really long-held interest in kind of working around gender and sexual identities. I guess my own past, for a long time I did youth work with kind of gender and sexuality diverse children and young people. And I guess now as a therapist, and I'm an integrative art psychotherapist, I'm really interested around how in the therapy room we can support our clients around their own kind of, from baby, child, adolescent, really, alongside their kind of inner adult, really. And how we can reflect upon our own process in relation to that, really. So I guess that's where the kind of idea for the workshop came from.
Mm. I remember when we met and we were thinking about your work and what Aashna's ethos is about, embracing difference and diversity. And it felt really relevant to hold something that felt integrated with our ethos, but also exploring this different parts of us, which is so relevant in terms of our gender and our sexual identities. Yeah. How do you imagine the day will work out, and what do you hope for it?
Because I think often people come expecting that perhaps I'm going to give a kind of presentation on the experiences of kind of, lesbian, gay, bisexual and trans and questioning queer young people. But actually the way I want to work and the way I do work, and which I think is more helpful, is to really look at where are all of us in relation to our own gender and sexual identity, and to allow people to choose where they pitch that so they feel okay, but to also offer some challenge so that people can kind of come into the room as a sexual and gendered identity and human being and therapist and whatever else we are, and then be able to, that can be our starting point to then explore what might our clients be bringing in terms of their own, because everyone has a gender and sexual identity apart from all the other kind of parts of us that make us who we are. So that's what I enjoy about it. So every time I run it, I learn a lot from it, and people also learn a lot from each other, because it's not necessarily how these kind of areas tend to be explored sometimes. So that's what I enjoy about it, is it brings people into the room.
Yeah, absolutely. And I hear it has a very strong experiential element to it as well, which is, like you said, not PowerPoint based, but more about the lived experience of us as individuals and as sexual beings, and exploring our gender within the context of this one-day workshop.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's something about what I sometimes pick up. There's a little bit of hesitation from people who come into the workshop who identify as straight, thinking that it might be about otherness, like it might be about, it's about working with, how do we work with particularly trans children, young people. I guess because that's very present in the press at the moment. Yes. There's all kinds of, ironically, very binary positions being taken about it. And I think what people tend to really appreciate is that we work together really to create a space where people can just say what's really going on for them and what they're thinking, so that it's not a kind of PC space, but it's a real space where we can explore and make mistakes, because that's kind of in the room around gender and sexual identity, because there's so many rules, which is why the society that we've internalized within our own family systems, I guess. Yeah.
Absolutely. And I think one of the things I'm very keen about is looking at my internalized let's say transphobia, biphobia, homophobia. I'm curious about that, how that impacts me and my work, what's unconscious, conscious, and to really maybe get into the murkiness of it all, really, and explore some of these very difficult, and like you said, of course we have this political correctness way of existing and being, but I think it's also important to acknowledge those parts of us that are our shadows in some ways, and how they may enter the work as well.
And I think that because of the very nature of talking about something which is so kind of, it's sort of this ironic thing where you can't ever escape your gender or your sexual identity. Yet at the same time, we might not talk about it barely at all. I mean, lots of people who come to my workshops will say, I haven't really got spaces in my life where I talk about this, or I haven't thought about this for a long time, or this really puts me in a place of thinking about what it's like to genuinely be a client coming with coming into the therapy room, really. So, which is more universal, but I think because it touches upon issues of shame, you know, so around beliefs that we've held on to, even though we may have lived a life that means that parts of us don't believe it. It's like, how can we explore those stories as they still remain in us, you know, and then that gives us the opportunity to have power over them and let go of them, or to change them, or to, you know, and that's, I guess, what our clients are doing when they come in.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I'm very excited about the event, and we're looking forward to having you here and running this wonderful workshop. It's on February the 16th, and tickets are available still. And if you have any questions, please feel free to email us at info@aashna.uk, or go on our website to buy the tickets. Thank you so much, Neil, for your time. Really appreciate you taking time out to have this chat with me, and we really look forward to it.
Yeah, so do I. I'm looking forward to working with whoever comes. I think it would be great.
Thank you. Thanks, Neil. Bye-bye.